Hi guys, I wanted to come on here really quick. No matter that this is such a crazy time right now in our world, in our country, take heart. Everybody who is starting to keep their kids at home and school them, you guys have got this. I used to have kids in school for 9 years. They did some sort of little homework or big homework as they got into the middle school years, and you are super versed at all this. In fact, you guys have big projects you've done. You totally have this, really. I get that there's a little bit of nuance there with the scheduling of stuff and then having the kids get online and then do the projects and things. Just trust in all those graces God gave you as being their parents, and just know that God is walking with you and that you can just tap in, just pray, just ask Him like, okay, I want to be gentle, I want to be productive here, and He'll give you that firm gentleness. I got to just message with one of my dear friends this week, and we were just talking about little things that I might do in our homeschool, and I know she's doing awesome in schooling her kids right now this week at home, but it was just so cool to kind of see that, hey, you know what, we are all just trying to do good by our children and keep the learning going and provide them with some learning and brain stimulation right now. But I have a couple of tips that I shared with her, and I thought, you know what, I'll just jump on real quick and share them with you too. First of all, don't make it school at home. Just think of it as a completely different thing. You're homeschooling. That's gonna shake and shape the way you come at doing their studies. If there's something that they have to read, let them grab a cozy blanket and read it on the couch, or prop up some pillows and read it in their room. And then working on stuff at the dining table or at the kitchen table, be in proximity. If you just let them plop down and you don't remain kind of in their space, even sitting down working on your own journal, or maybe reading a book that you want to, or scheduling out meal plans and things like that, as long as you're close by, even at the same table or counter where they're working, the pace of school is going to continue. You're going to be able to keep them going through school. But these are kids that have been in school. They get the idea of this block of time per class. And then they get the whole idea of working on their studies, either in study hall or at home. So you guys are going to totally be awesome at this with the whole schooling at home thing. No worries. The next thing is that I don't allow the sugary sweets all day long. I just kind of convince them, hey, a little bit later in the afternoon, let's go for that couple of milks and cookies or granola bars and things like that. I guess granola bars are fine in the morning as well, but I kind of encourage, some fruit, some cheese, keep that going, because when they're home, they are so hungry. I really notice that, especially as they get older. And so keep those snacks there. They don't have to ask to go to the restroom. They don't have to ask to get a snack, but just make sure you just kind of set the ground rules as, you know what, let's eat that good food that's going to keep us going. And then after, we can have a break, have a snack. If you have afternoon prayer time, we like to pray the chaplet between 3 and 4 o'clock p.m. We kind of make that our prayer time, our kind of stop time, snack time after. I guess kind of keep that going. That way they don't have that ups and lows crash of having a donut or 2 donuts, and then they kind of get that crash after, that sugar low while they're trying to do their studies. The other big concern is, oh my gosh, I've got all these normal things that I have to get done in the household to keep it running. I mean, you got laundry, dishes in the dishwasher have to be emptied, the stuff in the sink's got to go in and be washed. You got to meal prep. You got to clean bathrooms. You got to clean the hallway, vacuum, dust, all the things that keep things going. And now you're out there with all the Lysol wipes and you're cleaning extra, the light switches, the counters, the doorknobs, things like that. Enlist your kids. These are the same kids that when summer camp comes, or the different community programs that you guys are in, they are in it. They are ready to act, go. They're ready to be involved in all these things. They can do that same stuff, that same energy at home. And even little kids can, preschoolers can, with their little games and little things that you can have little bags for them to put away their stuff in. I'm telling you, when stuff is cleaned up off the floor, counters kind of get, organized and things get put away, everyone feels better. And not to mention, you can clean that a lot easier too. But enlist those big kids especially. Give them zones. In my house, I don't like to call them chores, but I call them zones. And you know what? We're a family team. over at Reclaim Motherhood, they talk about being a family team. Dana and Tim have a beautiful family. They have a bunch of kids and they have a family team. Over at Our Tribe of Many, Sarah and Solo have a whole bunch of kids and they have zones that their kids take care of, and that's just part of life. And we tell our kids, hey, dad is able to provide the money that we need for groceries, to heat the house, to have lights on, because he does his work and he does it well. He earns that money so that, we're going to earn. What do you guys want to earn? Do you want to earn screen time? Do you want to earn time to, be chatting on the phones? Well, guess what? We're going to all work and then we're going to earn that ability to do it. And it ends up being really simple to them, and everything can get done really fast. So it's not a bad thing. Again, I just want to say, you totally have this. It's totally weird that they're going to be home for the next weeks, maybe a couple of months, but they're going to be learning, and there's a lot of learning that isn't in books. And I know we all know that, we all trust that, and that's why in the summers you enrich your family's life by going to the national parks and doing, looking at bugs under magnifying glasses and going on nature walks and things like that, and all the different activities that your kids do, like building Legos and little projects around the house. But there's a lot of practical things you can teach them too. If they're into business, you can start showing them the checkbook. You can start showing them how to budget. If they're into building things, and you can show them like the different tools you have in the house, simple drills, different art projects you could do, like nail art and with the strings and all these different fun creative things. I'm not very crafty, but this is a time of burgeoning that these kids can not think and hear too much about what's going on, kind of insulate them a little bit, and then dive in with them too. It'll help you as well with any anxiety that's building up about, well, what's next? What's the next notification we're going to get about the change in life? So I'm not a perfect homeschooler, and I wasn't a perfect mom when the kids came home from school every day and had homework. I was definitely worried about them, getting all this information in and learning and all that and remembering. And if they were having trouble, I would get frustrated. But just remember that this is like a very odd, weird time. So sometimes just kind of keeping our mouth closed, don't let ourselves react, be proactive, be thinking, okay, when they have this confusing question or they just don't feel like working because they feel a little anxious or they've heard just too much news. I think I've heard too much news, Another thing I would say, especially right now, is ask them. Say, do you have any questions about anything you've heard recently? Did you have any questions about what's going on in the world or in the closures or anything like that? Let them ask you. They may have some information that's wrong and you can help them out. Get rid of those worries. And at the same time, just, reinforce that how much you love them, how cool it is that they're home. Also, I was thinking, make a little space for yourself and for them to have a little bit of alone time and quiet time. So, kind of institute maybe a reading time or quiet time, and everybody can kind of go to a little place in the house and just have some space from each other and then come back. So if you have any particular questions about the flow or pace of life right now while you're schooling your kids at home, leave them in the comments. I'd be super happy to answer them as best as I can. I'm just a mom, I'm just a wife, I'm just trying to educate my kids at home too. We all feel distracted right now, especially me. So actually today I'm having them do some of their core subjects, some math, their language, and what else did I have them do? Math, language. Oh, and some papers they had to write, but we're gonna leave it at that. And then I told them today's gonna be a creative afternoon, and they were super excited. I didn't plan anything in particular, but one wants to paint, the other one wants to paint a chair that I've had ready, prepared, that I was gonna paint. I haven't gotten to it, and they wanna do it, and it's gonna be great because then it's gonna be this permanent thing that they did, and they're super excited to have a different kind of afternoon. I talk a lot about homeschooling here, so if you are interested in any homeschooling videos, just click the subscribe button and you can find a lot of other homeschooling videos. I really want to dig in a little bit more because there's a lot to it and a lot of grace we've found as a family homeschooling. And if you want some more videos about homeschooling, like I said, click over here and you'll go to the next video. God bless you guys.